Good morning, guys. Today we are visiting the tomb of the first emperor of Qing Dynasty. He died about 400 years ago, during what would become China's last Imperial dynasty. Ancient Chinese people believed that death was just another form of existence. So they built their tombs to look exactly like the world they lived in. You won't find architecture like this anywhere else in the world.
Oh, the air full of dust. Actually, I really like the smell of the air right now. It's the autumn smell of the northeast part of China. I really like the wheel, really like the road, the air smell.
So now I'm going to buy a ticket to enter this mausoleum. On the both sides of the outer gate, there are two stone tablets like this one. They are called dismount steles. The inscription says, "All who pass this point must be dismounted. Violators will be punished." It means that no matter who you are, an official, a soldier, or a noble, once you reach this spot, you have to get off your horse and walk. The mausoleum's main gate has three openings. The middle one is for the tomb owner's spirit. We called it the spirit gate. The left one is for the emperor to enter and exit when paying respects, and the right one is for ministers. No one else is allowed to use these gates. The road we are seeing now leads directly to the emperor's mausoleum. It's called the Divine Way. In ancient China, only emperors were allowed to have such a long road in their mausoleums. If anyone else did this, it would be illegal, and they could even be put to death. After we walk through the Divine Way, we gotta climb a long set of stairs to get to the mausoleum's main buildings. The staircase is so long, and it's not a normal one either. It's slippery and steep. For one thing, the design helps drink water. For another, it makes the path a little tough for descendants coming to worship their ancestors. That's how they show respect to the ancestors. After this gate is the official scavenger area of the mausoleum. Everyone, ministers, even the emperor himself, had to fix their robes and get dressed properly before stepping inside. Ancient Chinese didn't think death was the end. They figured you just start living underground in another way. That's why emperors had their tombs built to be just like how they lived when they were alive. So what you see here, there are walls, lot of buildings, and even little watch spots at each of the four corners of the walls. But these are not real palaces, not even close. They are way smaller. The building up front is where emperors did their worship stuff back in the day. Inside, there are special tablets for Qing Dynasty's first emperor and his emperors. That gate behind the building is like a barrier between life and death. It's usually closed. Only when the emperor came to worship his ancestors would they open it. Opening it let the emperor connect with his dead ancestors. Normally, it stays shut. It keeps the worship area away from the emperor's underground tomb and means separating life from death. Behind this wall is the real underground palace where the emperors buried. That square building we see, they built it after the emperor was buried. When the burying was done, they had to close up whole underground palace really tight. And then they put this square structure here. In front of us, under this big grass-covered dirt mound, is the underground palace. Inside it lie the first emperor of Qing Dynasty and his empress. When I went up the steps, I only felt they were a little bit steep and tiring, but when I went down, I found I could barely stop myself from the rushing downward, because the steps are both steep and relatively smooth. So why did they build the steps this way? If you are interested, feel free to guess.